hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, hey! Sound is low. Sound is low. All right, hold on, hold on. I gotta fix that. How about now? How about now? Let me turn it up. Oh. Ah, I see. I see, says the blind man. All right, all right. That ought to do it, right? Good Lord. I was getting the feedback from hell before I had to cut the show off. Good Lord. So I had a frayed wire. Where is it? One of these wires is frayed. So I no can use it, right? So I had to go. I have cords, I have wires. I'm the guy who has the just in case wires, just in case. All right. So anyway, I forget where I was. I think I was talking about the Biltmore House and North Kakalaki and the maskless. Ah, yeah. People don't want to wear masks. It's a little bit scary. We're still wearing our mask, but they make us feel like we're the strange ones for wearing the mask. We're not. We're not. We just enjoy living. I enjoy living. I enjoy breathing. Yeah, that's how it is. So now I've got my show underway, and it's only 6:49. Oh, good Lord! All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump on into our a quick hits. Oh wait, yes, I am in North Kakalaki. Karen Purdy wanted to know Asheville. No, we're not in Asheville. We went up to Asheville for the Biltmore House. That's a very fancy town. It's fancy. Only a full hour late. Yep, it is what it is. Got to do what I got to do. So yeah, let's jump on into the a quick hits. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hit that some of my B. That's right. I doubt anybody. Gavin said you don't want to get recognized, so keep the mask on. I don't think anybody down here in North Kakalaki gives a damn about a Brooklyn dad. Seriously, I don't think they know me here at all. Anyway, let's jump on into the quick hits. So today, the family of Andrew Brown Jr. will have seen 20, just under 20 minutes of the footage of Andrew Brown Jr. being assassinated by police in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. There's so many things happening in North Carolina. I can't even, it's weird. But yeah, there's a lot of controversy around the fact that they're only releasing 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes, because there's 2 hours of footage. Why not release it all? Release it all, at least to the family. Let them see. They're never going to see Andrew Brown Jr. again. Let them see all the footage. If there's nothing to hide, then don't hide it. Bring it forth. Bring it forth. You know, this has the potential to be yet another explosive case. I don't have the latest update. I don't know if the family has made a statement because they were supposed to have seen it today. I was otherwise occupied. So if you guys have more up-to-date info on this case, if they've had a reaction, if they've issued a statement, share it with the group. this was hilarious. So the New York Post posted an article yesterday about a new movie, a new Martin Scorsese film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and their heading for this was Leonardo DiCaprio unrecognizable in first photos of new Scorsese film. And okay, here's a better look at this picture. The Post is garbage, by the way. The New York Post, I hate the Post. I've always hated the Post. I not always, actually. I used to buy the Post for their Sudoku puzzles and for sports, but now they're not even worth, the bottom of a bird cage. So, unrecognizable. The only way Leonardo DiCaprio is unrecognizable is if this is him. But this is clearly not him, it is her. This is him. This is Leonardo DiCaprio. Everybody knows what Leonardo DiCaprio looks like. Shit, we've grown up with this young man. He's not young anymore, but we grew up with him since he was a young man in that Gilbert Grape movie and a slew of movies. Unrecognizable. And when Leonardo DiCaprio saw this picture, he was like, yeah, that's me. He was like, that's me. Yeah, so people were doing crazy things. Yes, the Titanic, thank you. People were doing some crazy things with Leonardo DiCaprio yesterday. I thought this one was particularly hilarious because, this is the guy who walked off with the podium during the January 6th attack. This was a funny tweet here. New York Post exclusive. Leonardo DiCaprio unrecognizable after amateur painter botches restoration. So in case you can't see that image, here's a close-up. So good. So good. So needless to say, the internet knows what he looks like. What's wrong with you, New York Post? You determined to be the worst, huh? Oh, speaking of the worst. Yesterday, the words Prego, Parmesan were trending on Twitter. Why? Because some monster recorded a video and says, this is the best way to make spaghetti for a lot of people. And she proceeded to take a jar of Prego. Didn't cook. She didn't heat it up. She didn't add any spices. That's it. Just pour the whole thing on the counter, across her countertop, her kitchen countertop, and then proceeded to dump a whole mess of really nasty looking meatballs on there and some Parmesan right out of the bottle. That's how the gourmet chefs do it. And then she took the spaghetti. You know what? Let me stop describing it. Let me stop describing this, and let me just show you this monstrosity.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow. That's just right on the countertop.
Yep, the woman whose commentary, horrible.
This is the easiest way.
Is it?
It's
to make
not.
Spaghetti for a crowd.
It's not the easiest way.
And it's fun. It's all just right in front of you. You don't have to worry about dishes or a mess or anything like that.
It's disgusting. You're making a mess.
This is how it works.
But it's all over
No, it's not.
And then the next step is you need a meatballs.
Meatballs. Okay.
Horrible Italian accent. Horrible.
Oh my
Right in line.
gosh. And you've
What are
done
you
it before.
doing?
Yeah, we do this all the time. This is like
Holy
literally
smokes.
That's disgusting.
This is
Fastest
so
way.
cool.
to feed a ton of people.
So that's
Cheese.
Parmesan
Yeah.
cheese?
Lee
Yeah.
just asked, why is she having a ton of people
You just
during a
go on straight
pandemic?
line. Yeah. You want everyone loves good cheesy
Oh my
spaghetti,
gosh,
so you want to
of
make sure
course.
that you're getting enough in there.
Right.
That's not it.
Yep.
That's not it.
Wow.
And then you take your noodles
Oh my gosh.
and you just dump it. Yep.
Look at this. Somebody call the cops.
Be a little hot, so be careful.
Sure. So you just shake it out. Oh my gosh.
And this is not, I don't think this is going to be enough noodles.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to make sure you have enough.
That's enough
Right.
because nobody's going to eat that once they
don't
find
want
out
your
you made it
guests
on your
I would
counter.
never want my guests to go hungry.
Okay, so pile them on up there,
Wow.
just like that.
Wow. It's like steaming. Oh my gosh,
Because it's
that's
hot,
so
idiot.
cool.
And now,
What do we do?
well, you gotta mix it up, girl.
Okay, let's mix it up.
So,
This is the worst.
take,
You just fold it in.
yep, just fold it in. Just
Fold it
like
in.
That.
This is right in.
Yeah, how
It's-
delicious.
that's
is
wrong.
It looks so good.
And
No,
then
it
at
doesn't.
the end, you kind of want to like really get it in.
Yeah.
There. You want it all covered.
This is amazing. Where did you see this?
Do you see my face? That was my expression after she did that. That is the most disgusting thing I think I've seen in a good long while. And I've seen some disgusting things. I saw Rudy Giuliani fart on a woman and give her COVID. And that wasn't as disgusting as this monstrosity here. So the entire internet basically gave her the Oprah look. When I first saw Parmesan and Prego trending, I was like, this is, I love Parmesan. Yeah, it's the Prego. And I was like, I was all excited. We're gonna find out, we're gonna have some tasty food discussion on Twitter. And then when I clicked into the trend and saw why it was trending, then I was like, oh no, you monster. So please, guys, don't do that. Don't do that. I swear, I'm telling you, Brooklyn Dad will never visit your home if he finds out that's what you're doing to the spaghetti. I mean, does she have a cat? And is the cat, dragging its ass across the countertop? How many countless kids have put in a booger on the counter? Or do you like the taste of your spaghetti mixed with Formula 409 or Fantastic or whatever, cleaning, Ajax, Comet, whatever you're using on that countertop? It's disgusting. Disgusting. Yeah, and that's it for the quick hits. All right, so if you're still feeling a little bit nauseous from watching that display, I've got just the thing for you, just what the doctor ordered. I've got our timeline cleanse. Timeline cleanse. Yeah, timeline cleanse. Just what the doctor ordered. And there's nothing like just some cute, adorable kittens to really clean your brain palette immediately. Just this kitty face. Look, that's all you need. Look how adorable. I love him so much. That's so cute. She's beautiful. She's the cute one. She's probably saying, that phone is too close to my face, yo. Back it up. All right. Next up, I am constantly impressed with children who are smart beyond their years. And this next kid, he really takes the cake. I'm pretty sure there's an age limit on how old you have to be, or you must be at least this old to fly a plane. But this kid, I don't know.
Bless him. He knows a lot, huh?
Everything. Also, some planes have a ram air turbine.
A ram air turbine, Adam?
Listen to him.
Yeah.
And what does that do?
It gets emergency systems back on if the engines fail.
Okay.
Then, the ram air turbine can help to bring back the systems.
To bring back the systems to control the aircraft.
Yeah.
There
But
are
due to
kids
the no
just...
engine power, the landing gear doors will not come up.
Okay. Okay.
After that, you have to do something else to lower the flaps.
Oh, you have to do something else to lower the flaps?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to lower them by gravity alone.
Okay. Okay.
You have to drop the gear by gravity alone.
Uh-huh.
And if you have no hydraulics and your plane is banking right, you reduce the engine. You reduce engine 1 and increase engine 2.
Okay. Lesson.
First of all, this kid knows the word hydraulics and knows what it is. He's got 3 and 4 syllable words in his vocabulary at an age where kids are just learning their alphabet, just basic, cat, dog, 3-letter words, 4-letter word is a big deal. Hydraulics. That kid is a brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing some good things from that kid in the future. Now, last but not least, this next clip is my favorite, possibly the best video I have seen this year, just for the level of creativity and the amount of work that had to go into creating this laundry fight masterpiece. This is amazing. This is stop motion. Look at this. Slow motion. Slow motion, stop motion. Surfing. That's incredible. One more time. They show him punching and then blood coming out. That is amazing. It's so creative. I love it so much. M. Getz is asking, what is stop motion? Stop motion is when you move, like remember claymation? Remember Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? So they would take like the figurines and then move it a little bit and then take a picture and then move it again and take a picture. That's stop motion. I mean, that had to take weeks to do, I'm sure. Weeks. Or, if you're working on it 24 hours a day, I can't. That took a very long time. That was incredibly impressive. I'm proud to bring it to you. All right, so because I know it's my own fault, my technology and all this shit, why the show is so late, I gotta skip past the roll call, but you all know who you are, and I thank you for coming, and I'd like to remind you, please, if you haven't yet hit the thumbs up like button, please do so. We're about to jump into the first topic. Excuse me. It is the Middle East crisis. So the Middle East crisis is something that I tend to stay away from. I don't touch it on Twitter. I don't talk about it because it is a very complicated issue. And it's people get very emotional about this on both sides. And this is one of those instances where both sides actually does apply. In fact, both sides is the crux of this issue because both sides have their own side of what the conflict is. Let's see. Sorry about... we've got a troll here called Tango. Where are people getting this nonsense that somehow I lost my kids? Where would I lose my kids? The 3 of them are adults already. Where is this bullshit even coming from? I don't get it. But please boot this piece of shit out of here. You need to leave. And really, you need to get a life, bro. I put my kids through college. Handle that shit. Long before anybody even knew who Brooklyn Dad was. You Piece of shit. Anyway, let's see. So, I was saying that this issue it's quite divisive. On the one hand, you have Rose Twitter. Thank you. Of course. On the one hand, you have Palestinians. And the Palestinians, back in 1947, they were forced to leave their homes. They were forced to leave their homes. Now, the question is, who forced them to leave? Who forced them to leave? Some people, and this is a debate. For some reason, this is a debate. Nobody has a firm, solid, indisputable answer for this. Was it the Palestinian government that said you have to leave because there's going to be some danger? There's going to be a war between us and Israel, and Israel wasn't even yet a state. In fact, Israel did become a state in 1948. And as such, there was going to be a fight. So some people say it was the Palestinian Arab government that told them to leave their homes, to leave their country. So there was a mass exodus. In fact, there were four waves of departures from Palestine. And then the Israelis, they say, no, we didn't force them to leave. Some people said the Israeli government forced them to leave, or that it was a result of attacks on civilians and rapes and things like that. And you can see in this picture here, the West Bank and Gaza are two areas that are majorly in dispute. That's where the Palestinians are living side by side with Israelis. And the problem with that is that as those areas, Gaza and West Bank, are occupied, the Israeli government is allowing settlements to continue. Settlements are where, they are having their civilians go and settle in a house or build a new house, build a new building, whatever. And it feels like a land grab to the people who are trying to return home. Charlene is asking, didn't Jared fix the Middle East? Nope. No, he got a piece of this and a piece of that, but he didn't bring peace to the Middle East. I try to create an analogy like this. Imagine you're in your home, minding your own business, and then suddenly the mayor or the governor of your state says, you have to leave your home immediately. It's an emergency. There's a crisis, blah, 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 blah. It's for your own good. It's for your own safety, but you can go back. Okay? So you leave, and then you come back when they tell you it's safe to come back. The problem is, when you come back, somebody else is in your house. Someone else is living there. And that someone else was told it's okay for them to live there. And they've been living there for a while. It wasn't them that said, I'm just going to go and live in this person's. No, that somebody from their government says, you're going to live there. And so basically that is the simplest way I can put this conflict. Because I'll be honest with you guys, the conflict is confusing as hell to me, and it's as confusing as hell to a lot of to the biggest brains on the planet. People have been trying to resolve this issue for decades. Why can't they just share the land? Scribble my dibble wants to know. Both of the governments that are in charge of this, I don't think they want a resolution to this conflict. I don't think they do. I think it benefits only the leadership, because as long as they're at war, you know, they get donations and they get money, and then they have a talking point, and then they have a rallying point, something, it's us against them. So they get to maintain the them. If there's peaceful coexistence, there's no more them. Now it's us, right? So one of the most horrible things that I've seen in a while is this video I'm about to show you, where there are some people praying. You know, it's the end of the month of Ramadan, and they're praying, and this is happening. And I'll say that hurt me so much, because those women, they're just like, I'm praying anyway. If I'm going to die, I guess I'm going to die with, you know, while I'm saying my prayers with God's name on my lips. You know, my grandmother used to tell us that if you die while you are praying with God's name on your lips, you immediately go to paradise. I don't know if it's true. I just know that's what she told us. And I never forgotten that, because I'll tell you this, whenever I feel afraid for my life, you better believe I start praying. Like, well, if I gotta die, I don't know if I'm gonna go, but better safe than sorry. Yeah, so this is inhuman treatment of people that you claim to want to resolve your differences with, that you want to live side by side. These are civilians. None of those people are wearing military gear. Those are civilians. Those are women. Women. Men, women, children praying. Here in America, if there's an attack on a synagogue, you know, that is a big deal. It is a major big deal. And people don't just brush it off like, oh, that's just, you know. No. That's a big freaking deal. And why isn't it a big deal over there? You just killed a bunch of worshipers. 28 people have died so far with this assault. Now, here we go again. You know, they're firing rockets from Gaza, from the Gaza Strip, and then they're getting return fire, you know. So this is totally the fog of war. I'll tell you, I've seen I'm trying to make sense of this, you know, so I'm reviewing articles and I'm looking at videos, and I saw some videos where, like this picture with people being dragged away, beaten, bloody, and then I see other videos where it looks like somebody's trying to stage an attack to make it look like they're lying in positions. This is the fog of war. None of this is meant to make any sense. A lot of this is meant to be propaganda. Yes, and Fox Hill Dream says Hamas is involved. And Hamas, so one of a very dear friend of mine who passed away last year from COVID, her name was Joanne, and Joanne was Jewish, and she identified herself as a single issue voter. And her single issue was Israel, you know? And she often told me that one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. It really depends what side of the conflict you are on. To us, Hamas are terrorists, and you know, they're killing innocent people. So then what do you call the Israeli government, who is authorizing the killing of civilians, of innocent civilians, whose only crime is wanting to return home, is wanting to live in peace, wanting to make salat, wanting to, you know, go to work. A lot of the restrictions placed upon the Palestinian people by the Israeli government, it hampers their ability to get to work, to go to the hospital, to get groceries, to do basic things. This is a picture right here on the screen. This is a picture of the Exodus back in 1948, 1949. There were 700,000 people who had to leave. And they're basically without a country right now. What's my opinion of this conflict? I believe Israel has a right to be recognized as its own sovereign state. And I think Palestine also has a right to be recognized as its own sovereign state. That's what I believe. And I believe if you're going to have this armed conflict, you got to keep civilians out of it. You got to keep women and children out of it. It's as simple as that, you know. I don't have to know all of the, intricacies of who started it, who shot first, who left first, who came back first. I don't need to know all of that. I know the basics. I know the basics is that if this doesn't get resolved, the bloodbath is going to continue for more decades. It's that simple. And the leaders at the top, they need to be held responsible for this shit that's going on, because these are people. There's a lot of people who are calling this apartheid, and I think that's an apt description of what's happening there right now. Who can live like this? Imagine you had to live like this. You live in a neighborhood where bombs could go off or missiles could drop on your head any minute. Who can survive like this? Not me. Not you. Not that kid being dragged off by cops. I don't know what caused this flare up in the conflict, but I do understand that President Biden and his administration is reaching out to both sides, to the Palestinians and the Israelis, and I don't think they're making a big show out of it, not like Jared Kushner did. I think they just want some peace. And I don't know if peace means a ceasefire or some temporary truce, but they need to stop kicking the can down the road and figure something out. And that's what I have to say about that. My next topic. Jennifer Rayner says she napped during the show. How dare you? All right. This next segment, I have a picture here of cars lining up to get gas. This is some bullshit right here. This is the bullshit. I posted some tweet earlier today saying, I am proud to be a part of Biden's America, or something like that. I don't remember my exact words. But then, people started coming at me like, oh yeah, you're proud of a gas shortage caused by the Biden administration? No. Where are you getting this shit? Trump Reaper is asking, where is this? I don't know where this picture is, but apparently there was an attack it was a cyber attack on a company called Colonial Pipelines. And Colonial Pipelines was attacked. It was ransomware. The name of the cyber hackers was Dark Side, okay? And so the Dark Side people, they attacked it, and so now there's a delay, a temporary delay on shipping gas. So what's causing that? We'll get into that a little bit later. But first, I want to talk about what Biden's America looks like, because Don't let anybody try to cyberbully you into saying, Biden's a piece of shit and he's this, and he's that, he sucks. Everything is wrong since he's been in office. Don't buy that shit. President Joe Biden has a 63% approval rating. And that includes Republicans who like the job that he's doing, Republicans and independents. And yes, gas prices are going up, but that's only, of course they're going up because they couldn't stay around 250 or 240 or 225 forever. They had to go up eventually. So before I move on, first, President Biden has signed a whole shitload of executive orders that are mostly undoing the damage done by the Trump administration. That's important. Checks, COVID relief checks. Last time I checked, about a few weeks ago, it was like something like 160 million COVID relief checks have gone out to people for payment. I'm assuming that the majority of people who were expecting a check should have gotten it already. I remember last year, the first COVID check rollout, people were like, months later, they were like, I never got my check. Like 6 months later, still haven't gotten a check. Schools reopening, okay? None of this is a small deal. This is a very big deal, reopening the schools. And we are on track to have most of our schools, K through 12, open by the fall. That's a big deal for parents who need to get back to work but can't because they're homeschooling. Foreign relations. That's not his strongest point so far in his first 120 days, but at least he's had the stones to stand up to Putin, to look him in the face and say, hey, stop with that shit. Don't meddle with our elections or anything else. We will hit you back. We will hit you back hard. There will be consequences. President Biden has also put us back into the Paris Accord. The Paris Accord. That's not a small thing either. Most of the young folks care greatly about it because this is their planet that we're handing off, and they need to have a planet that's worth living on. It's livable. And infrastructure. Already he's proposed a $2.25 trillion infrastructure bill. That's massive. You don't just, again, the guy has been in office for 120 some odd, 130 days. That's no small thing to put a massive bill up there to improve the company or the country. When he said he wants to build back better, it wasn't just a catchy slogan for him. He's honestly believes in this. He's out there every day pitching his infrastructure bill to people, to citizens. He's going to different states and promoting it. That's what you're supposed to do. So Colonial Pipeline was cyber hacked the other day, and some of you may or may not recall a few weeks ago on this show, I talked about a possible gas shortage for the summer. Had nothing to do with hacking. It had everything to do with the fact that there's a trucker shortage. There's a shortage of people looking to drive fuel and gas trucks. And you can't just have anybody drive those fuel trucks. They have to be certified. There's a very specific certification that they need to drive those trucks. And they don't have enough of those people available because they're getting paid shit wages. So once people found out about gas, they were like, oh my God, I gotta run out and get some gas. I literally, before this show started, I saw a video, I shit you not, I bookmarked it. So a video of a woman putting gasoline into those plastic shopping bags that you get from the supermarket. You know those things always have a hole in them, right? Those She put gas into a plastic shopping bag that you get from, Pathmark or whatever. Kid you not. And people are loading up on the gas. Look, this is funny here. This one says cyber attack causes some fuel shortages in North Kakalaki. People are going out and loading up. They're getting, the plastic bags. Some people are putting it in these. This is what, if you're going to load up, do it smart. Don't be an idiot. They're putting it in actual fuel containers. But it's stupid. It's the same nonsense. It's the same selfish bullshit that people did with toilet paper. The toilet paper is not a special product supply, but it suddenly becomes as valuable as gold when you get a bunch of morons running out saying, I gotta get some toilet paper, gotta get a whole lot of toilet paper. Guys, don't freak out. Don't freak out, please. Now, with that said, you do want to have some gas in your car, but this hoarding shit, come on, that's not necessary. That's stupid. Jennifer Rayner says, lawfully, you have to use gas containers. I thank you for that. And Synthfan says, lawfully, you have to use gas containers. And Amanda Crawford says, gas is apparently 2021's toilet paper. Amanda, that is tweet worthy. Go ahead and put that out there. Just go ahead and post that tweet because that's money. That's ka-ching. Wait, where's my ka-ching? No, I don't have it on here. And here's another shortage. The picture on my screen right now. Oh, Tina G says panicking. Yeah, that's what it is. It's panicking. Stop with the panicking. This picture on the screen, it says, we will be closed until further notice. Workforce shortages, nearly 20,000 people stopped looking for work in 2020. Now people are trying to blame that on Joe Biden's America. They're saying, see, all these people getting these unemployment, they don't want to work now. Well, guess what? If your wages are so shitty that people would rather get unemployment than work for you, then that's your problem. That's your fault. I'll tell you, unemployment, that is not, nobody's getting rich off of unemployment. People aren't going out and saying, you know what, I'll take that yacht in silver and I want it diamond encrusted. Yes. Nobody's doing that off of unemployment wages. Nobody's getting rich off of that shit. You can't even barely pay your rent you can't pay your rent off of unemployment wages. You have enough for food and utilities, maybe, if you're a family of 3. If you're a family of 4, you're going to have trouble. But yes, some employers are putting up signs like this that say, we are short-staffed. Please be patient with the staff that did show up. No one wants to work anymore. What he left out was no one wants to work for shit wages anymore. Yeah, nobody wants to. And why should they? Why should they? Look, if you are going to have a business, you have to account for the people that you work, that work for you. You have to account for the fact that they need benefits. They need a wage so that they can afford to live. And right now, $7.25 an hour, that shit ain't cutting it. $15 an hour isn't cutting it either. That's not cutting it. And what some employers are doing, they're forcing people to only work part-time so that they can't get the benefits. Isn't that nice? So, yeah, why would people be running out in droves to go back to a job where you're miserable, where you don't make enough to survive, so you need a second job, a second miserable job. And when you finished exhausting, expending all the energy and time you need to work those two jobs, you got no time or energy left to look for the job that you really want. So people are stuck in a cycle of misery. They're stuck in a cycle of misery, and these cheap ass employers are letting that happen because they want to build up their profits. There's CEOs that got filthy rich during the pandemic that made trillions. There are CEOs that give themselves bonuses of 15, 20, 25 million dollars. And the people way down at the bottom make shit. Like Amazon, for instance, the workers at Amazon. They're afraid to go to the bathroom. They have to pee in a bottle. So that has nothing to do with Biden's America. That shit has been in place for a while. Biden's America, our team, our Democrats, have been pushing for a $15 minimum wage to at least get it up to, to double it from where it is now. So Biden's America is working towards improving people's lives. That's it. And that's the America where I want to live in. That's the America. And you can tell the rest of these jackasses who are like, oh, gas shortage is Biden's fault. Tell them, blow chunks, man. Go kick rocks. Pound sand. Get out of my face. With your bullshit. Excuse me. Okay, so that's what I have to say about that. Next up, we got the fun stuff. Yeah! Name that a cartoon tune. Oh, Stacy Mendenhall says, tell him piss up a rope. I do like that one too, Stacy. That's very good. Stacy Mendenhall, by the way, she's one of the individuals in this group that has the multi-syllabic last names. Mendenhall, 3 syllables. If you got 3 syllables in your last name, you're fancy, like Mr. Rutherford. Gavin Rutherford, Mr. Fancy Pants. Okay, so a refresher, this is how it goes. These are cartoons. Previously, we've done 80s TV shows. We've done 80s songs. I tend to like the 80s. Not all of these cartoons are from the 80s. Some of them are more recent. Astyonics is asking me if I heard about the Amazon warehouse worker who died in the bathroom a few days ago in Bessemer, Alabama. No, I haven't heard that. That's terrible. Okay, so I am going to hum a tune. In most cases, most of these songs are hummable, and they're hummable because it's got the name of the show embedded in the lyrics, so I can't give it away. And if you recognize the tune, you type it in and you hit send, and I'll read like the first 5 or 10 names who guessed the quickest. Okay? Now, this first one, let me see, just check my notes here. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Because I don't have a printer where I am. So I had to write it in Google Docs, and now I just have to refer to my Google Docs. And let's see, where is the first song name? Show name. Okay. This is a fun one. Okay, here we go. You ready? Here we go. La 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 la. Yeah. Nope. shit. Scribble my nipples. You just broke me there. That's funny. You're right. Okay, so I see some correct guesses so far. We got Stacy Mendenhall, Pasta D, Synth Fan, the Trump Reaper, Ness from Connecticut, Sheila Bird, Kathleen Corey Lord, Jennifer Rayner, Marty, Cindy C, Pandora, Asmila J, and yeah, you guys are correct. That's the Smurfs. And fun fact, my mom, I don't know why, my mom loved this show. It was always so strange to me. Like, Mom, it's cartoon. It's silly cartoon. She loved Gargamel and, and that cat. Yeah, she loved the Smurfs. Okay. So next up, let's see what's our next one. All right. This is a good one too. Are you ready for it? Oh, timeout. M Gets just posting a reminder that tonight, season 4, episode 5 of The Handmaiden's Tale is streaming tonight. And Wifey and I were both giggling about that last night. We're like, yay! I will be watching that indeed. Okay, you guys ready for the next one? Next one. Come on, you know that one. That one's easy peasy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, oh my God. You guys exploded on this one here. Okay, so we got Kathleen, Amanda Crawford, Stacy Mendenhall, the Trump Reaper, Asmila J, Anissa, Michelle Warmoth, Tracy M, Ness again, Julian Gauthier, Sheila Bird, Victorina, Marty, Amanda Crawford, I think you guessed already, and Cindy C. Oh, and Gavin Rutherford, yes, and I know a bunch of you, yeah, all you guys correctly guessed Inspector Gadget, which I believe is based off of Get Smart. Gotta be. It's gotta be, right? The voice was so similar, I'm sure of it. Am I right? Of course I am. All right, next up, what's my next cartoon? Okay. Here we go. You ready? Da, 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 da. Oh, Kathleen is saying Don Adams did the voice, yeah. Da, 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 da. Okay, Monique first up. Monique has jumped out there, and the Trump Reaper and Lee Saunders correctly guessing The Simpsons. Stacy Mendenhall, Gavin Rutherford, Astyonics, Snoop, not the Jetsons, Synth Fan, Ness, Jasmine Lacey. Jasmine Lacey, that's a cool name too. Jasmine Lacey. Amanda Crawford, nope, not the Jetsons. Julianne Gauthier, Catalini, Anissa, Asmila. Wow, a lot of you are guessing the Jetsons. And the Jetsons, just for the record, is da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Daughter Judy. Okay, that was a bonus. That was a freebie. Next one. La, 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 la. Next one. Here, listen up. Da, 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah. All right, we got a whole bunch of guesses here. You can get your guesses correct, Mundo. Monique, the Trump Reaper, Tracy M. Catlini Esteyanix, Jasmine Lacey Lee Saunders, Pasta D, Kathy Murphy, Amanda Crawford, Synth Fan, Pandora, Ness, Sheila Bird, Cindy C, Gavin Rutherford, Misha Lavon, Smilla J, Julien Gauthier, Corey Lord. Yes, you guys all correctly guessed a Scooby-Doo. All right, let's see what's my next one. I got to scoot through these a little bit faster because I'm dragging this show out to the nth degree. Okay. You ready? Here we go. That one's not. Oh, damn! You guys are. Yeah. Shit. Okay, so we're all roughly about the same age. Zoinks! Yes, that was Popeye the Sailor Man. And by the way, I thought Robin Williams did a fantastic job, underrated job of playing Popeye in the live action feature. Gavin Rutherford, Tracy M., the Trump Reaper, Asmila J., Michelle Warmoth, Astayanix, Lee Saunders, Anna Alvarez, Fox Hill Dreams, Cindy C., Synth Fan, Stella Baxter, Kathleen, Amanda Crawford, Alaska Cindy, Julianne Gauthier. Hey, there's my boy Wilbur. Roo, roo. Dog Lover Buddy got his first one in there. Ben Carlazzo. Yes, you guys are correct. That's Popeye. Let's move right along. Okay, this next one is one of my favorites. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Mr. Trouble never hangs around when he hears this mighty sound. Here I come to save the day. Yes, so when there is a wrong to right, Mighty Mouse will join the fight. On the sea or on the land, he gets the situation well in hand. I love this show so much. We got Synth Fan, the Trump Reaper, Fox Hill Dreams, Tracy M, Stacy nope, Stacy, you said Underdog. So close, yet so far. Monique, Lee, Ben Carlazzo, Stella Baxter, Synth Fan, RJ, Sheila, and Sheila Bird. Not related, I don't think. Cindy C. Oh, poor Lisa. She's like, emoji. Pasta D, Victorina, Amanda Crawford, Julian, Misha Oliver. You guys are really good at this game, you know. Maybe I'm making this too easy for you. I don't know. All right. This one I got to get a little bit creative. I'm going to sing the words, but I'm going to mask. All right. Ready? Here we go. See in the window, ba-ba-da-da-da-da, full of charm and appeal. Handsome, elegant, intelligent, sweet. He's really ideal. That's an old one. That's an old one. If you know that one, you showing your age. Show it. Tracy M is first, followed by a whole lot of you there. Ra-da-da-da-da. All right. So we got this one. I stumped a lot of you on this one here, but Tracy M was first, correctly guessing Magilla Gorilla, followed by Sheila Bird. Nope, not Felix. Misha Oliver, Stella Baxter. A lot of people throwing up question marks there. I'm good. Good. I fooled you. Amanda Crawford. M gets is saying, do TV themes. These were on TV. These were on TV, my friend. Stella Baxter. Okay. There it is. That one was a tough one. Let's see. Okay. You ready? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Take a look overhead. Hey there. There goes the. There goes the Spider-Man. I wore my Spider-Man shirt all day just for this gag, just for this bit. Okay, so we correct guesses. We have Stacy Mendenhall, Lee Saunders, Tracy M, Cindy C, Michelle Wormuth, Asti Yanix, Kathleen, Gavin Rutherford, Pasta D, Misha Oliver, Sheila Bird, Synth Fan, Stella Baxter, Jasmine Lacey, Amanda Crawford, Marie. Hey, Marie from New Jersey with her first entry into the game. Corey Lord, Kathy Murphy, Ness, Wilbur McCarthy, RJ Victorina said the Flintstones. Yes, this was Spidey, my favorite, and I got the last one coming up. This is probably going to be easier than I expect. You guys are way too good for this show. I got to get some difficult ones, but here we go. Ready? Wait, by the way, where is Scribble My Dibbles? Did you not guess the thing that you totally busted me for? Oh, Scribbles. I'm scrolling up looking for, you don't even guess it, but you guessed it before I sang one song. You funny. You funny, Scribbles. All right. Last song. Here we go. Da 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 da. Hurry, hurry. See come on along now, Josie and the Pussycats. Long tails and ears for hats. Okay, so we got, let's see, Stella Baxter, Marie from New Jersey, the Trump Reaper, Sheila Bird, Tracy M, Amanda Crawford, Asmila J. Oh, no, not Speed Racer, my friend. Monique Correcta. It's not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All right. And Pasta D. Yes. All right. That's that. Last but not least, we're going to cover this one. It's not going to take very long because, hey, Diane London is here. Hello, Diane. Today's You Raggedy Bish is none other than the entire GOP. Now, usually I reserve this section for individuals, right? But in this case here, what the hell has happened to the GOP? I mean, they've gone well off the deep end. I don't have a picture of Kevin McCarthy in here, but he belongs in there. I'm saying the entire GOP. They are in the process of forcing out um, Liz Cheney, who I really couldn't give two shits about, but I do give a shit that she is one of the few people in the GOP who is willing to call a lie to the big lie, the big election lie. And the rest of these chuckleheads are just going along with it. Like they've forgotten who they've sworn their allegiance to. It's not to Donald Trump. It's not to twice impeached pussy grabbing Donald Trump. It's to the American people. And they all know. They all know that they are wrong. They all know that their acts are undermining confidence in our elections. And that's not a small thing. Our democracy is still an experiment, actually. Don't take this democracy thing for granted. Democracy came about through blood and death. People had to die to put this together and to keep it together. We were this close, guys, this close to having an autocrat in the White House, a dictator. Donald Trump, I swear, if he won a second term, he would have been in there forever. He would have been in there forever. All of these guys, they all know better. And right now, this nut job is the face of the GOP. She who believes in the Jewish space lasers, she who agrees with somebody wanting to assassinate Nancy Pelosi. A sex trafficker is also the face of the GOP, all because he bends the knee to Donald Trump. A pedophile enabler. All these guys that are horrible people, horrible. Even if they weren't a senator or a congressman, they would just be horrible people that you wouldn't want your kids around. And the GOP, I guess when they say they got a big tent, they accept all kinds of people. They're talking about the pedophiles and the sex traffickers and all these horrible people, Ron DeSantis, this guy is beatable. If we can't beat Ron DeSantis, then we deserve to lose because that dude is beatable. And we have the people from Fox News, OAN, and OAN and Newsmax, but here's Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson, who help promote the lies. And it's not just lies about the election, it's lies about the pandemic, it's lies about the vaccine. It's hard enough to get more people vaccinated without these assholes, who are, by the way, they are vaccinated, telling people that they can't trust the vaccine. This jackass has been vaccinated. Won't promote it, not at all, but he wants all the credit for it. So I've said this before, and I'm going to say it a whole lot more times between now and the 2022 election. We got to take this seriously. We got to take it seriously, and we have to mobilize forces, and support people who are doing registration drives in different states. Specifically, there are five states that are winnable: Florida, Ohio, excuse me, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and I'm forgetting number 5. Damn it. There's 5. Trust me, though, there's 5. I'll post a link later on. You'll see. 5. Winnable. If we win Senate seats in those 5 states, we don't have to worry about Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema being jackasses and trying to block everything that we want to achieve. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Is it Georgia? No, Georgia, we already got those 2. Maybe Georgia. No. I got to look it up, but it is what it is. All right, guys. Boom. Oh, there's my ka-ching. All right, let's see. Let me close that. Yeah, all right. Okay, so maybe Arizona. Arizona is a shit show, too. They're doing the recount in Arizona. Why? So he could lose again? Or are they just going to pick the votes for Trump and they're going to leave the votes for Biden in a garbage can somewhere? Or, as wifey says, a rubbish bin. Yeah, in New Zealand, they call a garbage can a rubbish bin. Rubbish. And fun fact, Brooklyn Dad often finds himself saying rubbish. Quite often, actually. It's funny as hell. All right, I got time for, some questions. Boy, it is late as hell. And my apologies to my daughter, who I know wants to leave her area of the house and roam freely about. So we're going to make this quick. Give me some questions or forever hold your peace. There she is. Solid Blue Sister with the question. Says, how soon before the GOP starts eating their own and their actions are a massive fail with fellow maggots? It's a good question. I believe the self-eating have begun already. Yeah. So this fight, the fight between Liz Cheney and the rest of them is actually, that's going to be a battle. That's a battle, I think, for the soul of the GOP, because lines have been drawn. Now, she's not going to get a whole lot of support, but I know Joni Ernst from, is it Iowa? Iowa. Joni Ernst just came out in support of Liz Cheney. This is interesting because I thought for sure she was a Trumper. I thought for sure. But she is on Liz Cheney's side. So it's going to basically be you're either with Trump or you're with America. That's it. So that's happening right now. And yeah, so what will end up happening is if people aren't far right enough, they're going to get some far right wingnuts to run that are going to be hella easy to beat because the majority of people aren't wingnuts. They're pragmatic. They're practical. They want shit to work. People don't want log jams anymore. They don't want, the bullshit drama in Congress. Look, fix the country. Most people, they're like, yeah, okay, voting rights, fine. When people are mostly against taxes, they don't want more taxes. But if you're saying only the rich guys are going to get it, all right, I'm fine with that. So yeah, rubbish like havering are underused words. That's Michelle Warmoth. Lee Saunders wants to know, am I doing a show tomorrow? The answer to that is nay. Nay. Oh, and I'll tell you why. Because how we broke this trip up, right? We broke this trip up into like we couldn't afford like a really fancy place, fancy schmancy. We could only afford this tiny little cheap place, which is, it's nice, but it's cheap. It's very cheap. but I wanted the kids at least to have a day or two where they could swim, right? So we found a place that's right by a lake, and we're going there tomorrow. So I'm going to be busy with the driving and the packing and the unpacking and then the chilling. So so probably no show tomorrow. Definitely no show. Definitely no show. Thursday I'm going to be back, and I'm going to be in your face, and you're going to like it. Let's see. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Carl Lord wants to know, why are the GOP being threatened by Trump? He can't turn into greatly oppressed prisoners and be their slaves. Corey Lord, that's an excellent question. Why are the GOP being threatened by Trump? Trump has he is the biggest personality in their party right now, and he knows for a fact that there are people who will walk to the gates of hell for Trump. Those people who will stand by him as he eats a baby live on TV, and they worship him. The GOP wants those voters, those rabid, I don't care how bad he is voters. The GOP wants them. They're very valuable. They give money too. They've already given him millions, well over $100 million. They want those voters. So that's why they kind of tiptoe around him, because all he has to do is point those mindless followers at a senator or congressman or woman who is not friendly to him, and boom. So he is in the catbird seat right now. He is appointed himself the kingmaker. And that's where it is. So it's interesting to watch. It's interesting. It's frustrating, but it's interesting. RJ with the question wants to know, when will the 74 million wake up? You know, frankly, I think I would like to think that Trump going to prison would solve it. That might just turn him into a kind of a martyr. I don't know, but I think once he is convicted and is cooling his heels in a 6x9 jail cell, maybe they'll snap out of it. Short of that, I don't know. But something's got to really, something. All right, guys, that is it. I thank you for hanging out with me on vacation for this special super duper late show of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad. And if you haven't yet read this book, it's so beautiful. I love it so much. This is the paperback. This is the paperback copy that I had in my, there's no signature. I had this in my backpack the whole time and totally forgot. And thank goodness that I had it. But I'm not going to read it today because it's late. It is what it is, guys. But yeah, if you are going out tonight, please be sure that you wear your masks, 2 of them. Wear your gloves. Keep your social distance, 6 feet or better. Well, this chair doesn't lean back. It's a wooden chair. Excuse me. 6 feet or better. And have a lovely, beautiful, relaxing evening. By the way, fun fact, Tiny Pops, my daughter, she knows when she hears that Dad show is finished. And I'll always ask her, I'm like, I always go into her room and I'll say, I finished the show. And she's like, I know. I say, how do you know? And she says, because I heard you do the thing. I said, what thing? And she says, that thing you do. She won't say it. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me for this show. And Most likely, very much likely, I will be here Thursday. Earlier time, different place. I love you so much. Peace. Hey, hey. Boom. Oh, yeah. Hey. Cindy C with the reminder for the like button. Please be sure to smash it. Smash that like button as if it were a disgusting bug. But a bug that you like. Yes, and Amanda Crawford, thank you for shouting out our fantastical mod squad. This mod squad is very special. They get rid of those disgusting bugs that are so pesky and we don't like them. I will do it. I will give wifey a hug, and it will last a very long time because there's quite a few of you. Hey! Oh no, don't get rid of regulars. Not to do it. Not to do it. Yeah. All right, you guys. This has been fun. And now, you know, it's that time that you need to leave.